Every generation sees a select few performance-oriented cars that cater to enthusiasts rather than the masses, often leading to their short-lived production, whether overshadowed by newer models or stifled by the oil crisis and strict regulations of the 70s. Many of these niche enthusiast cars have struggled to gain widespread popularity. However, these vehicles have since become icons largely because of their rarity. Now imagine the 1990s, a decade defined by grunge music and cultural shifts, giving birth to an unexpected muscle car masterpiece. Enter the 1994 to 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS, a bold recreation from Chevrolet that combined the raw power of a Corvette engine with the rugged design of a police cruiser. This car didn't just turn heads, it redefined what a muscle car could be in an era that had almost forgotten that. And this is what makes the 94 to 96 Impala SS so special. 2 years before the Impala SS took the streets by storm, GM designers were hard at work on a daring concept car built on the new Chevy Caprice. This model was part of the 7th generation of the GM B-body platform that was also shared with the Buick Roadmaster. As the automotive world shifted from the angular lines of the 80s to the sleek, rounded designs of the 90s, this new generation aimed to modernize and build upon its predecessor's legacy. Now, Chevrolet was determined to revive the Impala name with a performance twist after its discontinuation in 1985, and GM's design team embarked on a bold new project. Led by visionary designer John Moss, they unveiled their creation as the Impala SS concept. This concept car was set to lower in the stage at least. V8 under the hood, and the crowd's excitement for this new concept in Detroit was palpable, prompting GM to greenlight a production version. And Moss and his team now faced the ultimate challenge of transforming the bulky, awkward-looking Caprice into a sleek, formidable machine worthy of the Impala SS legacy that still was able to meet all crash test standards. And so the journey to create the new Impala SS began. The designers found inspiration in the revamped police package that Chevrolet engineers were developing, which gave the Caprice 9C1 the performance and handling prowess that law enforcement needed to rein in the bad guys that we all grew up seeing on episodes of Cops. Now, at the heart of this formidable police car was the new Gen 2 LT1 Small Block 350, a fuel-injected 5.7-liter V8 that packed nearly 100 more horsepower than its predecessor. And complementing this powerhouse were four-wheel disc brakes and a true dual exhaust, as well as a host of other heavy-duty features, specifically suspension-oriented, that were designed for rigorous law enforcement use. This advanced Caprice 9C1 platform became the foundation for the Impala SS. And when the Impala SS finally debuted in 1994, it was an absolute looker. GM nailed it in taking that Caprice base and truly transforming it into something that looked like a big-bodied modern muscle car for the period. While its body retained the long, sloped four-door design of the Caprice, it featured the distinctive round lines of 90s automotive design, along with blocky front headlights and a short grille. To shed the pedestrian look, designers reimagined the rear wheel wells and back quarter glass, give the Impala SS a bolder, more dynamic presence on the road. Throughout its run, the Impala SS sported a variety of colors, starting with an all-black finish in its first year. In 1995, Chevrolet expanded the palette to include dark cherry metallic and dark gray green. Though Marblehead Gray Metallic was also planned for 1996, it was canceled at the last minute, despite many trim pieces in the factory already having been painted that color. And a lot of the features that really set the Impala SS apart from the Caprice, besides these larger body modifications, were little things like a single-bar grille and a trunk spoiler, both of which were not major overhauls, but they did make a substantial difference in giving the Impala SS a much more muscular look. And unlike its Caprice cousin, the Impala SS did not have a hood ornament either. It featured unique tail lamp lenses and some other design choices that gave the Impala SS a much more commanding presence. And as we mentioned before, It inherited the chassis from the 9C1 police cars, along with the engine and transmission. The Gen 2 small block LT1 350 was a pretty great edge for the period. This LT1, which was one of the last iterations of the widely used small block platform before it got upgraded to the LS1, featured center bolt valve covers, a hydraulic roller camshaft, and port fuel injection. It was very similar to what you would find in a period Corvette, with the main changes being the Impala had cast iron heads versus the aluminum ones from the Corvette, and the Impala was detuned a bit to make a modest 260 horsepower and 330 foot-pounds of torque. This engine was combined with Chevrolet's ever-popular 4L60E transmission, which was a 4-speed automatic that was paired with a 10-bolt rear with a 308 rear gear setup with a limited slip diff. All this combined to give the Impala SS really good overall low-end grunt for a car of its size, and it had solid acceleration, yet also pretty good fuel economy because of the long gearing. All in all, the Impala SS could do a very respectable 6.5 second 0 to 60 time and a 15-second quarter mile, which, considering a 4,200-pound curb weight and average 1990s performance, this was pretty good. And keeping the Impala on the pavement were more cop car goodies that included 17-inch rims that were unique to the Impala SS, one Caprice and the subsequent Caprice 9C1 package. It's all pretty much the same parts that GM designed way back in '77, which either makes the platform tried and true or a tired and dated one, whichever one you prefer to call it. The chassis was based on a full perimeter frame that housed an A-arm front suspension with coil springs up front and a coil-over 4-link rear end in the back. Another intriguing aspect of the Impala SS's police car heritage is its robust heavy-duty suspension, which had its own shocks and 4-wheel disc brakes, which ensure that its 255/50 R17 BF Goodrich Comp TAs stayed firmly planted on the road. The Impala SS's interior further distinguished it from its peers. The front bucket seats with bolsters rising seamlessly into the headrests provided comfort and support. The rear seats echoed these contoured lines, ensuring that all passengers were comfortable yet somewhat secure during spirited drives. Much different from the prior 80s cars of the same class. Shifter also performed some migrations throughout the production run of the Impala SS. It started off as a column shift car in '94 and '95, and then moved to a floor shift car, which is preferable for '96. And the gauge cluster in '96 is the only one to feature analog gauges that included a 160 mile/hour speedometer and a 7,000 RPM tach, even though this LT1 was not being spun up to $7,000. The earlier Impalas featured the same digital gauge cluster as the police cars. These Impalas were all finished with a leather-wrapped steering wheel and dark trim on the door panels, where some Caprices had wood grain just to make it feel a bit more sporty. The Impala SS went into production on February 14, 1994 at the GM plant in Arlington, Texas, and it was received well. However, due to a wheel shortage of all things, there were only 6,000 cars sold for that first year. That shortage was fixed for the 1995 model year, and Chevrolet sold another 21,400 of its new muscle car. And in its final year, 1996, 41,900 Impala SSs were sold, with the last car rolling off the assembly line December 13, 1996, which was the last year of this Impala SS and also the last year of the entire B-body production line, which was partially killed off to make room for more SUVs, which were making GM more money at the time, which was a pity. Chevrolet Impala SS stands as another classic example of a brilliant car and concept being cut short, not due to a lack of popularity, but because of external factors that were outside of its niche audience. This led to a 3-year production run, making this 90s muscle car a pretty rare gem, and with each passing year, these cars creep up a little bit more in price. And if you look at the prices for 96 Impala SSs now compared to 10 years ago, you might be in for a bit of a shock, as these cars continue to age and mature like a fine wine. Thank you all for watching another episode of our Rare Cars documentary series. If you enjoyed this video, we would greatly appreciate it if you could drop a like and also share this video with other enthusiasts. Also, please make sure that you are subscribed to the Rare Cars YouTube channel and smash that notification bell for more documentary-style videos just like this on the world's most interesting cars. Until next time, enthusiasts.